Hey guys, how y'all doing? So let's talk about being stuck and what that feeling of stuck really is and what it's really about and what it might mean. And maybe you haven't thought of it this way. And I also want to talk about what to do about it. So if you're just joining us live, I want to say hello and welcome you to today's Daily Dose of Awesome. Your 15 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education to get your week moving. So I'm Tracy Chalmers and I'm one of the mentors and trainers here inside this amazing community. And as you're hopping on, definitely say hello. Let me know you're here. I'm hoping my comments are working today. We're going to find out. And if you're watching on replay, definitely say hi and let me know you're coming in on replay because I definitely want to come back in later and say hello. So let's talk about being stuck and what that actually means. What does that feeling actually mean? And what you might do about it. So first of all, feeling stuck, it sucks. It sucks bad. And let me know if you've ever had that feeling of being stuck. Put the word stuck in the comments if you've ever experienced that. Because boy, I'll tell you, I have. I have many, many times. And I suspect it's not going to be a feeling that it'll never go away. I'll always have moments of stuckness. And I think you will too. But it's what we do about it that really matters. So let's talk about that for a minute. Hey there, Chuck. Good to see you. And Adrian's watching. My comments are not popping up, guys. I don't know. That must be something to do with my phone. So if any of our techies out there have any ideas to why my comments just never seem to work, let me know because I don't know. So I'm seeing the hearts and I'm seeing the thumbs up and I appreciate those. So keep those coming so I know you're picking up when I'm laying down and I'll come back on later and read all your comments, I promise. Okay, so let's talk about being stuck. Yeah, it sucks, right? Like clearly it sucks. But what is really happening in your body? Let's talk about that for a minute. What's really happening in your body when you're stuck? What is that feeling about? What it's doing, it's actually triggering thoughts in your head. Your body and your head are highly connected. We know this. This isn't new news to you. But when you're feeling stuck, it's actually triggering thoughts in your head that give you a negative and very unserving sense of feeling and keeps you feeling like you're lacking something, like there's something missing, that you're stalled out. Let me know if you've ever felt that because I certainly have. So let's talk about what's really happening. So it's actually a trigger. It's a trigger that's happening inside your body that's speaking to your mind. And we all experience it. No one is immune to this. This is just biologically, physiologically what is happening with us. I know, I see some sadness. I agree, it is a sad thing, isn't it? It's too bad that we have to experience that as human beings. But that's also what's really cool about us. Because we're resourceful people. We can come around it, right? So it's actually a feeling that we are experiencing. So it's a feeling of dread, of doom. Maybe we're stuck and we're caught up all in our head and we're not evaluating, we're not actually thinking through, we're in a spot of idleness. We're in a spot of where we can't see the end of the tunnel. We're in that ocean and we're swimming and swimming and swimming and we just cannot seem to get our head above water. That's what it feels like for a lot of people when they're stuck and they just don't know what to do about it. It's like we're in an overwhelmed state of feeling hopelessness or a serious place of lack. Let me know if you've ever experienced that. Drop a 1 in the comments if you get where I'm coming from, if you have felt this as well. So let's talk about that. I want you to right now get that out of your head. Get it out of your head with the fact that you've done something wrong or there's something wrong with you because it's a very normal state. We all experience it from time to time. So just put that to rest right now. It's normal. But what you're going to do about it is what's going to set you apart from other people. All right, and I want to talk about those kind of things in a few minutes. So when you're stuck, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It is a trigger that your body is giving you that is telling you something. It's a feeling that your body is providing your mind and it's letting you know that you need to do something about this. All right, so I want you to change the way you're thinking about this feeling. Now, Your body and your mind work together. We know that. We just discussed that. You already knew that. And it's very much in sync. So you have feelings that are triggers all the time in everything you do. And they trigger your mind and tell you to do something about it. So signals that happen are, and they happen all day long, and they're constantly happening. And I would bet that most of the time you're not even aware of it. So when you have a feeling or a signal of hunger, what is it that your body is telling you? It's telling you that you need to eat. And that's how you resolve that feeling. What about that feeling of thirst? What is your body telling you? What is your body triggering in you? Well, you need water. You need to hydrate. You're thirsty. What about if you're tired? What is that feeling telling you? You need some sleep. You need to rest and recharge. Maybe you just need to have a bit of downtime or go to the spa or something, right? What about if you're lonely? What is that feeling telling you? That you need to be around people. Maybe you need to phone a friend, phone a friend, use a lifeline kind of thing. You need to connect with other human beings when you're feeling lonely. What about when you're cold? Well, you're needing connection to warmth and shelter and feelings of clothes on your skin. Maybe you need to feel a little protected. What about nervousness? That's another feeling. What is that telling you? Well, that also is a protection thing. You're nervous around something and you're feeling apprehensive about something. So you're needing a little bit of protection. So those are all feelings that our body has viscerally and just how we are that lead us to know that something needs attending to. So how does that work with stuck? What are you feeling? Your feeling is stuck, but what is it telling you? What is it that you need? Put it in the comments, even though I can't read them right now. Put them in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are on that. And I will come back on and definitely read those. What is your body telling you? What is your body telling your mind when you're feeling stuck? You're knowing that you need growth. What your body's telling you is that you need growth. You need movement. And what's the best way to get growth is to get into action. And action doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be perfect. It doesn't need to be groundbreaking. It doesn't need to be world-changing. It just needs to be movement forward in some way. It just needs to be action, because that action will get you unstuck. So lack of action will often create that stuck feeling. And that spirals and spirals out of control. And then you start feeling down on yourself. You start feeling unworthy. And all these other feelings come up when you're not in action. Perhaps you get bored. Perhaps you feel not capable, or I can't do this. I'm not made for this. You start festering in those feelings of stuckness because you're not in action. So what's the best way to get into action? Put it in the comments. Give me some ideas as to what works for you. What's some of your ways of getting yourself into action when you have those feelings of stuck? So remember that lack of action, indecision, perfectionism, all create that stuck state and prevent you from getting into action. So let's talk about perfectionism and indecision and lack of action. Those are things that are critical to our businesses as entrepreneurs. Those are critical to us as human beings. And when we are stuck and we're not in action and we're indecisive, and perhaps we're so worried about doing it perfectly the first time that we won't put ourselves out there, we won't get on that live because we're scared of making a fool of ourselves, or we won't get on that live because, well, who's going to listen to me? What do I know? Who wants to hear what I have to say? All that's doing is perpetuating your feeling of stuckness. You know what? Get out there and be a hot mess in action. I just launched a course last week, and it was by far not perfect, but I was a hot mess in action, and I was getting it done, and it's launched, and it's out there. That's what matters. It's get out there, get it done, be that hot mess in action, and course correct if you need to. There is absolutely nothing wrong with taking that one step forward to get out of stuck and get moving, and then go, oh, that's not working. I need to maneuver. I need to pivot. I need to course correct. And that's okay. That is what being a resourceful entrepreneur really is about. We do it all day long. We course correct and we take another step forward. Maybe we even have to take a step back and fix something and try again. And that is okay. As long as you're moving, whether it's forward, sideways, adjusting, that is action, and that is getting you out of stuck. Just get your freaking butt moving. That's what it comes down to. So go back in your mind in those moments when you're feeling stuck and think back to when you were not stuck. Think back to a time when you were just hustling and moving and things just seemed to be flowing and things just seemed to be happening. You were a mover and a shaker, and for whatever reason, it was all working for you. Go back to that moment in your mind and don't dwell and don't start going, oh, I wish I could be like that again. That's not the purpose of this. Go back to that moment in your mind and evaluate what was working then. What was it about that situation or that time or that environment that was working for you? And actually come up with a few ideas. This was working for me, and then, and I did this, and that seemed to propel me forward a little bit. Think about all the things and write them down. Think about the things that worked in that scenario, because those are going to be really good indicators of what might work this time when you're stuck, okay? Also, take a minute and think about, what didn't work in that environment? So that you know that you don't need to repeat that, because that might not work this time either. So if, I was hustling and doing this and I launched this and I did that, but you know what, this didn't work very well, take a note of that. Write that down, because that is something that this time you can avoid and course correct. Do something different. Do something that might work in a different way for you to get you out of your stuck state this time. And always, always, always think about what you might do when you're in that woe is me headspace of stuck, this isn't working, my ads aren't working, nobody's engaging in my live videos, I'm not meant to do this, nothing's working. Think about what has worked in the past. Think about, this isn't working. So what might I do differently this time to get myself into action and get that one step forward? And just know that you're going to come across this over and over and over in your entrepreneurial journey. You are. And it's going to hit you upside the head when you're least expecting it, and like bam, you're going to wake up one morning and then just be like frozen almost. It's normal. It's a feeling. So check in. What is that feeling actually about? Where is it coming from? And what do I need to do about it? I need to get myself into action. And even the smallest, littlest baby step can get you in that action and get you taking those little steps forward, which will then help you start building some momentum. And when you evaluate around previous successes or previous areas of growth or times when things just seem to work, evaluate around that and figure out what you might do right now to get moving and get that little baby step happening so that you can get unstuck and back into action and get moving and back into being that badass that you really are, but you're just checking out with for a minute. Okay? So if that was valuable in any way, share this video with the people that you know need to see it. Gosh, send it to your teams because they need to hear it. They need to see it. Share it and put shared in the comments, and I'm going to come back on and read those. And if you do have any questions, jot them down as well. And sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my comments. I can just see hearts and thumbs up, and I love those. Thank you so much for those. But yeah, if you have any ideas as to what is going on with my phone, I need my techie person here to shout out to me and let me know. It's obviously user error. That's what I'm guessing. So there you go. I hope that was valuable for you today. And, reach out to the person that shared this video with you if you're watching it on a replay, or reach out to anyone here in our community and let's get you moving into that non-stuck state and moving in your business. Alrighty, everybody. Talk again soon. Bye-bye.